In this video, we are going to publish an application to the Google Play Store. If you have not already done so, please create a developer's account and a merchant's account at Google Play. Please review the video on creating a Google Play account if you still need to do this. Up until this point, we have been able to test our application on a physical device without having an Android developer's account. This can be done because most Android phones have a setting you can check that allows you to install applications from an unknown source. To become a known source, you must sign your application with a specially generated key and then publish your app at a trusted online store such as Google Play. We are going to now learn how to sign your application for any of the online Android stores as a trusted application. Select Docs on the above menu and then select Android Signing on the left. These are the PhoneGap instructions for signing your application. However, due to inconsistencies with the links on this page, I am going to skip some of these steps and add some others in their place. The first thing you want to do is download and install Java by selecting this link. If you already have Java installed, you can skip on ahead in this video. Click on the free Java download button. Click Run. Click Yes to allow it to install. You can pretty much select all the default selections here. If you already had Java installed, you can pretty much pick up from here. Open Windows Explorer and create a new folder wherever you wish to on your machine. Name the folder Android Keys, as you can see I already did here. This is where we are going to save the key store for all our applications. The key store is the file that is created when you generate a key store for your application using the keytool.exe. There are two files we are going to need when Java was installed that we now want to copy to this folder. The files are keystore.exe and the jli.dll. To copy these files, you will need to go to where Java was installed. This will normally be on your C drive and one of the two program files directories. Find the Java folder. The reason I strayed from PhoneGap's instructions here is because they give instructions for pointing to a Java developers kit folder when the path I just followed in PhoneGap's instructions installed the Java runtime environment. That is fine since both installations include the files we really need. You can drill down into the folders as I am doing here, or simply use the search in the upper right to find them. Again, they are the keytool.exe and the jli.dll files. Copy these two files to the folder you just created. The next steps we are going to do are done at the command prompt on a Windows machine. You can type all of this in by hand, but it is much easier to copy line 3 into some sort of text editor. Copy this line from keytool to the end. Windows does not require the $sign. Then paste it into your text editor. Replace what is in the square brackets, including the brackets, with a name that identifies your application, probably the same name as the APK file, unless you have different versions that you will be creating. The main point is that you associate the key store you create with the application it goes with. Here I am simply calling this 1234 for demo purposes. Next, copy this line to the clipboard. Open a command prompt in administrator's mode. This can usually be found in accessories, and instructions to get to it vary depending on the version of Windows you are using. Once you find it, right-click it and select Run as Administrator. Click the command prompt in the upper left and select Edit, Paste from the menu. You should now see the text you copied from the text editor. Now hit Enter. Enter data for all the prompts that pop up at the command prompt, and then hit Enter to select the next question to be answered. It is important that you remember the password here since you will need it every time you use the key store created. I usually use the same password on this last prompt, but you can enter whatever you like as long as you remember it. The KeyStore file is now created. The reason I create a special folder is because I make a backup of this folder regularly and keep it in a safe place. If you lose these files after you publish your application to a store, you will no longer be able to publish changes to it. If this is a free application, you could always create another application under another name. But if this is a paid application that the user expects free updates and fixes and changes, they will have to purchase a new version to get them. Now that our KeyStore is created, we can go back to the PhoneGap instructions. There are 3 steps we have to do here to enter our keys. Open our profile and select Edit Account from the menu. Select Sign-in Keys, then click Add Key button under Android. Enter a title to identify your sign-in key, then enter an alias. Now browse to the KeyStore file you created. I have already created one for the application we are now going to publish to Google Play. Click on the yellow lock on the right to unlock it for use. Enter the certificate password, enter the KeyStore password, and then click the Submit key. The lock is now gray, showing that it is now unlocked. Select Apps from the menu above, select the application to be signed, then select the key we just unlocked. The application is now building. Now the APK button is green, meaning it was successfully signed and ready to be published. Click the APK button and save the file to a safe location. I usually save them in the same folder as the key and then rename it with a version number so that I can keep track of them. This is also useful if you publish different versions to different stores like Amazon or Nook. I use a program called Sketch to generate the different screen sizes I showed earlier in the iOS documentation. You can get a trial copy of it at sketchapp.com, but I would recommend purchasing it since it is an awesome tool to use for creating mock images of the app screens throughout the development process. You will then need to download Sketch Template at sketch2appstore.com, which is a free template we will load into Sketch. I used Sketch in this template when I generated the assets for App DevCon 2015 app published to the App Store, Google Play, and the Windows Phone Store. I am going to make a copy of this template, and you can do the same with the one you downloaded to keep it intact. Click on File and then click Duplicate. I will now replace all of these images with the ones I captured on an iPad Touch device earlier. Click on one of the images to be replaced. Click on Fill, choose an image, search for the location you stored the screenshots. Continue doing this for the rest of the screenshots that were captured. Click the Export button. Sketch now creates all the screen sizes we need. We will select and export all the images created, but not use all of them. We are now ready to publish our Android app on Google Play. Click the button, then give your app a title. This may be rejected if another application exists with the same name. Upload the signed APK file we just created. The file has now been successfully uploaded. Next, click on Store Listing. Enter a short and long description of your application. This is the information that is displayed in the App Store. Add the screenshots that you created, possibly using the Sketch tool to create them. Next, add a high-res icon, and then add a feature graphic. Now finish entering the information about your application. This includes application type, the category, content rating for your application, email, phone numbers, etc. What you enter here will vary depending on the drop-down choices you select. Remember to save your changes as you go along. Also note in the upper left corner where it says, "Why can't I publish?" Click on this and it will show you what is left to do. I see here that the content rating is not completed, so I will click on that menu item on the left. Continue filling in the information, then select the countries for distribution and the rest of the questions on this page. Again, what you enter here will vary depending on your application. Save the changes, and we are now ready to publish.